If you are holding altcoins, watch this video right now, as there's something I'm doing right now as we speak that I think is going to give me tons of profit over the next few weeks to months, maybe days. But just take a look. Recently, there's been a lot of talk of an altcoin season, and there are a lot of experts claiming that the altcoin season is here and that you should be seeing gains left and right and center everywhere. But the reality is that almost no altcoin, that I expected to see crazy gains for, is doing that currently, even though Bitcoin is back at $108,000. So Bitcoin set a new all-time high, but a lot of alts are going down or sideways. Why is there a discrepancy? Why is it not all going to the moon as all these different guys were saying? Well, first of all, take a look. So data from the last 2 weeks. Altseason, is it in the room with us right now? Because, well, if we take a look at the total crypto market cap that excludes the top 10 coins, it's actually really mostly been going down quite recently. And if we're taking a look at Bitcoin, it's mostly been going up recently. And this is something that I've stated for a while, that in earlier phases of the so-called altcoin season, Bitcoin is primarily still busy schlocking up more dominance, taking a lot of the money back in before it moves out, spreads out, and especially with entities like BlackRock right now and MicroStrategy buying up so much, there's just a lot of demand for the central main asset of crypto, Bitcoin right now. It just takes some slightly more time, I think, than in previous cycles for it to spread out to all these altcoins. What will be a clear sign? Either what we saw quite recently, a whole new meme resurgence, it's on TikTok everywhere, or and by the way, then all the apps start popping off, or a logical telltale sign is that Bitcoin has made so many new tops. For example, there's been 20 days where it made another all-time high. Ethereum starts to heavily outperform Bitcoin, which right now is not really there just quite yet. Ethereum is still capped at like 4,000. Both of those are really good signs that right now the momentum is shifting. And so in a sec, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now, but let's just quickly take a look. Altseason in the room with us right now? Or is crypto Twitter posting it prematurely just for the engagement bait? Sit down, clowns. And then Kobe, one of the best traders known to crypto at least, says the BTC dominance is mostly an ETH versus Bitcoin chart. BTC dominance goes up during alt season if Bitcoin goes up against ETH more than alts go up against Bitcoin. But recently, alt season, as per crypto Twitter's definition, is like 10 coins going from 0 to a billion rather than everything going up 100x, which to be honest makes sense since there was like 1 to 2 years of almost zero opportunity and pain. Now the opportunity is more sporadic, and good rotators have been in alt season for like 18 months. To which Smiley said, alt season for me is like January to May of 2021. Nothing else is alt season for me. Everything other than that is isolated narratives and certain sectoral rotations, most notably memes, AI, DeFi coins recently, so like ETH DeFi season. So with that being said, alt season, in his opinion, is still not here. It's super close though. And so let me just say something real quick. If you want to also trade crypto like we're doing, check out the links down below to either 𝗏𝗏𝗀 or WeX. I use both these platforms for my crypto trading, and there's no KYC, so you can use it from anywhere in the world. And also, make sure you press that like button. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. And so to get back to the message, right now, matter of fact, let me put my headset down for that. Right now, we haven't seen anything yet. Really, we haven't seen anything yet. The altcoin season that all these people are referring to, if you've not seen it before, if you weren't here in 2017, you weren't here in 2021 perhaps, or maybe you were but you joined late, let me tell you. You wake up, everything is up 50%. Everything. You wake up, Bitcoin is higher, at the start at least. Bitcoin is a lot higher, but every single altcoin is up 3 times that. You saw a little bit of it like 2 weeks ago, I think, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago already. Basically the November month, it felt like it, but the thing was, it's not every altcoin doing so well. It's a lot of the top coins having a resurgence in their narrative. There was first a pump in the utility coins. There was now just recently a pump in the ETH DeFi coins, right, with AVA and stuff going up. There was a meme coin craze, sure. There were very specific narratives, with a lot of coins being at the top in the same sector. Real alt season? Throw it all out the window. Every single coin you could ever think of is up more than you could ever fathom. I remember back in 2018, you know what I did? You know what my bot did? It bought any coin that went down 1 point, maybe like whatever, percent. Let's say 1%. Why? Because the moment it went down 1%, hopefully my bot could pick it up as it went down 5%. Why? So he could enter with a lot of size every single time it came down another 1%. So you could sell on the way up because it didn't matter what you bought. In my bot, there was 20 different altcoins I've never heard of. Just because they went up a ton, you buy them because the moment they go down, tomorrow they'll shoot up again. That's the real alt season. That's the craziness of it all. And that's ultimately also how you get wrecked at the end, because the moment you get into it, get so addicted to it, you think it's never going to be over. Everything does so well that you think it's going to keep doing that for forever, basically, or at least for another while, and at some point, it just doesn't, right? At some point, they come down, you think, I'm going to keep buying that dip because it's going to 1000x, and it doesn't. And the bad part is that usually when it dips, you keep getting more convinced as it keeps dipping and it keeps recovering harder and harder. You keep getting more convinced, so you keep entering in more size, and then the moment you're wrong, you lose a lot, which is the negative sign. But so to get to the central point, what I'm doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is for the most part, I'm just preparing right now as we speak for the craziness of moves. And the reason I keep buying every single coin, like XRP, for example, the reason I keep buying these dips is because in my head, not financial advice, I am 100% certain that we are about to see the biggest crypto move ever. And we're going to see another, let's say, just 10 days in a row of Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs. And we're going to see the Ethereum price skyrocket to crazy heights. For some reason, it's taken its sweet-ass time. Perhaps, like I said, because the guys like BlackRock, Michael Saylor, they're really focusing on Bitcoin. Michael Saylor just announced he's buying another 1.5 billion, right? He bought it above 100,000 already. BlackRock just keeps on increasing their positions. I keep thinking, man, there's so many negative comments of people saying, what if this was, blah, blah, blah. I don't get it. I try, I really do, but I can't see how you can be bearish here. I made a post on Twitter saying, I'm not sure why people are not excited about utility coins. Somebody said, haha, retail. And I keep thinking to myself, how can you look at the crypto market right now and think, yep, this is going down? I can't fathom. My brain can't comprehend anybody who right now isn't fully max excited. That does not mean you're fully max excited for like today, tomorrow, the next weeks or so. I'm talking about the next few months here. This time period that we're in. We're so freaking lucky. I keep saying it. We're in such a good spot. And I understand if you're losing some confidence every single time Bitcoin falls. It's logical. Even in the past, right? Bitcoin, to get to this top, had a lot of falls. And when I say I think another 20 all-time highs are coming, that means that 20 of the days minimum over the next few months are going to be a new all-time high day. And I generally speaking think it's going to be way more than that. I'm just saying minimum of basically 20 new highs, the way we call it. So if we look throughout this weekly here, this is just a week, you can identify, for example, one new high point, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe let's say 6 high points, but that's weeks. If you look at the daily, you'll see a lot more of these tops where it fell quickly afterwards, but ultimately we consider it a high. Yes, there are some downtimes, right? Yes, there are. Even here, back in this run, for example, let's just quickly see. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for example, 8 high weeks before it fell, before it fell down a little bit again, before it again increases like crazy, fell down, increased like crazy, fell down, increased like crazy, fell down. You see the trend, right? I think we have a lot more of those to come because it's been good, for sure. It's been really, really good, but we've really only seen mostly a move up without really big repercussions. There was one little low here, so we could say one high, okay, cool. But we've got a lot of volatility to do. We've got a lot of climbing to do for Bitcoin even, and then the alts really, we haven't seen anything yet. People like to dump this in altcoin season, yabba-dibba-dabba-doo, but many of the coins, if you bought them last week, you'd be down right now. Real alt season, it's not really like that. So that's why I made a video yesterday saying calm before the storm. And a good factor behind that is that Ethereum hasn't done shizzles. It's not done anything. It's still below $4,000 as we speak right now. People keep saying, Dusty, but is the run not over? No, we're just not even really started yet. Yes, the I would say yes, the cyclical part where Bitcoin, beats the all-time high, yada, yada, it's quite far in, right? In terms of the 4-year cycle to repeat for us to go up here. We're already back in the red. I remember making videos when we were just getting started with the news cycle. And right now we're already back in the red. Obviously it goes to yellow basically or orange, I should say, before coming back down. So we're nearing the end. It's maximum like a year or so. But that year is where the craziest of things happen. And once more, like I was just trying to say, they're trying to tell you that you've really got limited time. And the only limited time thing you've got is that you're not bullish enough. And you're mostly thinking that it might be over. And whenever it dips, you're thinking, oh, maybe it was. I remember a few years back, The only thing, if I'm thinking right in hindsight, that I should have done is just be more convinced that we are actually given a golden opportunity. Because every single time it starts dipping, I know most people think, what if this is the end of the season? Just, if it is, you got really, really unlucky, right? Because it could happen. There's a possibility for it. But I personally think that if you're going to look back at this in 5 years from now, if you just went max bullish right now, that does not mean max buying. It means you're overly convinced that you're given a amazing opportunity. Then every single dip right now, you're thinking, oh, is this dip good enough to actually buy, or should I wait for slightly lower to just buy a ton? I should probably buy a little bit right now, and then if it goes down more, I'll buy a little bit more. How do I get more money to buy this? Never invest more than you're able to lose. But this is kind of like 𝗕𝗂𝗪𝗧. He's just buying the freaking top. And there's some people saying, yeah, you see, this might get burned if we see a big crash. I think if you're as convinced as him, which I kind of am also, you can see the further vision and you understand there's really no way to get wrecked here. The only thing negative about his strategy is that it's leveraging debt. And I can't really encourage anybody to leverage debt when it comes to these investment things, as they're still risky in essence. But generally speaking, what he's just doing also is he knows the trend, the cycle. We're not really at peak level or anything. We're still quite low in the general scheme of things. The real altcoin season is just coming. So just full max out is what I'm saying on these longs. Every single time it dips, I just buy more. Why? Because I'm so convinced it will bounce back up. It can go down lower. We'll buy the freaking dip of the dip, right? I'm going to long the longs is what I always call it. Right here, I told you before, right? Even if you start buying right here, when we were streaming, I said, if you buy right here, you cannot really get burnt, in my opinion, because if you buy right there, you just buy it way lower, you buy it way lower, like we did here, and eventually you'll be able to flip it into profit. This keeps true, in my opinion, for the next, let's say, half a year or so, who knows? But you'll see. Even if you don't believe me, just keep watching the videos. You'll see how we're going to do it. And very soon here, I'll probably just start buying like bigger chunks, because we still have about $1 million to play with right here. As I said, we've got a couple $1 million on Bybit to play with. I think it's time I start showing you guys how the big boys do it. And I hope that a big correction comes. Why? Because we're going to get ourselves some juicy entries, and at least we know the market's back. So it's all about, like I said, buying those freaking dips, man. We're not in the craziest of seasons yet. You'll see when it's there. But what we want to do is be prepared when it happens, right? We want to be prepared for it. You don't want to, once it starts, all of a sudden go, no. You want, right now as we speak, right now, this is where the golden opportunity is at. If you don't believe it, in my opinion, the $2.60, whatever, XRP is still very, very low. 3,900 Ethereum, very, very low. But just look back at this video in a few months and you'll notice. Just like how I look back at those videos talking about a 30,000 Bitcoin from what, like last year? Now I'm thinking, damn, yeah, it was really low. But many people said, no, it's going to go to 16,000. Don't listen to the masses. Most people are wrong in the comments section. Even me, don't listen to me. Think about it for yourself. Make your own analysis. But I think my story makes sense. Anyway, that's about it. Make sure you put that notification bell on so you never miss out on another crypto update. Because if something crazy happens, I'll be here live streaming. You want to get that notification, and that's about it.